guys, Tino here, and welcome back to the Anfield Road Wolves channel, ARW Now. If you haven't seen the previous videos to this series, the loanees, what I'm talking about, go check them out, and obviously guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. But for now, let's get into the video. The first guy I want to talk about is the one, the only, the Scouse Cafu, John Flanagan. He didn't have the greatest of seasons last season, to be honest. I think that's kind of an understatement. He had a shocker. He had an absolute shocker of a season. 10 appearances in all competitions when he went on loan to Burnley. And he didn't really get the game time, which at 24 years old, he needs. He had some decent performances, like 2 standout performances in the games against Manchester United and Crystal Palace. Apart from that, he failed really to live up to expectations. The reason why he went on loan, to be honest, is he has barely played in the last 2 years due to injury since he burst on the scene in 2013-14. And the loan was a chance really to get his Liverpool career back on track and revive it. But he unfortunately didn't take that. He struggled to displace the current fullbacks of Matthew Lurton and Stephen Ward within the Burnley side, and I think honestly his dreams of playing for Liverpool are over. To be honest, I can't see him coming back for next season and playing week in, week out. I honestly expect him to be sold. I'd be very surprised if he went on another loan or was kept. Yes, he's a good player. He's been that young potential guy for a few seasons, but I can't see it, to be honest. And I'd expect him to leave. And if he does stay, though, I can't see him dispossessing any of the current players. I can't see him being a replacement for the current fullbacks we've got. Like Milner played at fullback this season. I honestly think Moreno's better than him, and I know that's a big statement to make, but I honestly do. I know it seems harsh, but yeah, given the impact again that Trent Alexander-Arnold had, there's no way he's gonna make it into the team ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Nathaniel Klein. It's a shame it didn't work out for him this season, to be honest. The loan again was meant to be a turning point in his career and his revival of his Liverpool career, but it unfortunately just wasn't meant to be. The next guy I'm going to talk about is Pedro Chirivella. I apologise for the pronunciation of that, but hey, he went on loan to Go Ahead Eagles in the Eredivisie, the Dutch league. He played 24 games, scored 2 goals and got 5 assists, which is not bad. Which is not a bad return for only playing half. For only 24 appearances, being on loan for half the season, it's a good return, I guess. He was originally signed from Valencia in the summer of 2013, and at the time he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I remember at the time, and through a research, he was linked to the likes of Andres Iniesta and Xavi Hernandez, saying that he's going to be the next big thing, and that Liverpool, when they signed him, it was a very, very quality signing. But similar to John Flanagan, to be honest, I don't see him coming back into the LFC squad next season and dispossessing any of the players we've currently got. Wijnaldum, Henderson, Chan. I don't think he's even better than Grujic, who's actually been playing quite well in the reserves in the under-23s. I do see his long-term future at Liverpool, given the fact that he recently signed a long-term contract, which ends in 2020. But I expect him to go on loan next season and prove to Klopp, I guess, why they bought him, why Liverpool bought him in the first place. He's a great young player, great technical ability, and very, very versatile. I've seen him playing defensive midfield, and I've seen him as a box-to-box midfielder, or is he just as an attacking midfielder? And he's got the potential and promise to be one of the best. and he's got that flair and that Spanish technique that I think Liverpool are missing. But yeah, I don't see him coming back into the squad next season and replacing any of the current players, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool sold him, or if they did what they did with Sergi Canos, where they inserted a buyback clause into his contract in case they mess up and sell him and he turns out to be a world beater. But I expect him to leave either to a championship club or even in the Serie A. I think there's a few teams in the Serie A where he could go to when he'd play well, similar to what has happened to Sousa. But yeah, I think he's got the potential, but I don't see him come back next season and challenging for a spot. The next guy I'm going to talk about is ARW NOW. Again, apologise for the pronunciation. I've completely absolutely butchered that. But yeah, like I said, sorry for butchering the pronunciation, but let's get on with it. He went on loan to NEC Nijmegen, I believe that's pronounced, in the Dutch league again. It was somewhat good loan spell for him. The young Nigerian got 8 goals in 28 games, along with 2 assists. He was mainly played as a centre forward or a winger. Towards the back end of the season, he got 3 goals in 3 successive games, which is a big improvement. And to be honest, his goal-to-game ratio and assist ratio is actually not bad, considering he was left out of the squad and not really played for quite a lot of the season, or for significant periods at least. And he's got the potential to be a very, very top player. He went on loan last season to Frankfurt in Germany, and overall, I think he could be one of the best. He's got the quality and promise and potential to be one of the best. It's just whether he can prove it. In terms of his Liverpool future, I'm not sure. I don't see him in the next 2 or 3 years improving that well and coming into the squad and making it or playing first team football for Liverpool. I honestly don't. I think there's players in front of him in the academy or who are on the brink of first team who are a lot better than him, like Shea Yojo and Ovi Jaria, who are already established at the club. I honestly think he'll be another young player who will go and learn for a few seasons, come back to the club, and then Liverpool end up selling him and getting some money for him, and that'd be it. There's been many players who this has happened to similar. Nabil El-Zar, Christian Nemeth, just the list goes on, where they've been meant to be the next best thing and they've flopped and not achieved anything of note. But yeah, I expect him to go on loan next season. I don't think they'll sell him straight away. A loan next season will do the world good. More game time is what he needs, especially being fairly young as he is. But the final guy I'm going to talk about, final player, is a goalkeeper, and that's Ryan Fulton. He had an okay season. The start of his loan spell, I believe it was Cheltenham, was solid. He started off, he established himself as the number one goalkeeper and was gaining the first team week in, week out experience, which he needs. Unfortunately, just after Christmas, he sort of let himself down. He was a bit of poor form and ended up being dropped. And at 21-year-old and sent on loan, you want them to get that constant game time, that experience that they need, which will serve him well for the future. In terms of his long-term future at Liverpool, I can't see it. There's players like Danny Ward and the 2 goalkeepers we've already got at the club in Mignolet and Karius, who are head and shoulders above him, head and shoulders better than him. I don't see him coming back next season or coming back even in the next few seasons, be replacing any of them. At 21, I'd probably expect maybe another loan he'd be lucky at, but I expect them to sell him, get the money for him now, with, like I said, with 3 or 4 players in front of him, a quick sale, and him going out to a League 1, League 2 team would benefit him 100%. But for now, guys, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy the video, let me know down in the comments and press the like button. Obviously, guys, share the video, comment, and let me know what you thought. This is a conversation between me and you, so let me know whether you agreed with me, whether you think players like Taiwo Awoniyi will be a world beater for Liverpool and will make the impact that maybe Raheem Sterling had. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe, of course, guys, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.